What's going on, everybody? Go here. We'll get ourselves oriented. Oriented in the Orient. It's the Arty 84 show live here, episode 105. We are in Revere, Massachusetts. It's the day before the 4th of July. It's the 3rd of July.
It's nice for it to be 8:11, still sun out.
It's beautiful outside, huh?
It's beautiful. A little hot, but it's nice to see sunlight at this time.
We got the day off tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Happy America Day tomorrow.
Yes.
It's America's birthday. It's the day we can tell England to go fuck themselves.
It's also the day, we beat aliens, Independence Day.
It is. Did they in Independence Day 2? Was that also on Independence Day?
You know what? I don't. That movie was so fucking bad.
Did you see it?
Yeah, not in theaters. I waited. I wasn't gonna pay to see that movie because I knew it was gonna be a disaster.
I did not see that one.
It ended on like a huge cliffhanger too, because they expected it to be that good to have a sequel. But when Will Smith backs out of it and you come up with all these little stories and it was horrible. The movie was so
say
bad.
hi to Alex Wallace. We missed you last week, Alex. We didn't see you. You're no longer the number one fan anymore. Pablo took it from you.
Oh, tough blow.
Yeah. So
I have a question for you, by the way.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask this earlier, but I waited for the show.
Yeah.
So what happened with Vinny and Paulie? D? Susie chimed in via text when I sent that thing about Alexa and you could get a Paulie D thing. It was like Paulie D.
Very pissed off.
What happened?
If you didn't notice, if you didn't know, me and Sue were obsessed with Double Shot of Love for the last 3 months of our life. And basically what happened was... at the end of the episode, they come down to 2 girls each, and they get to pick one. And basically, Vinny picked the half-black girl off the freckles, which I kind of thought he was going to pick. I thought he was going to throw a curveball, but he ended up going to the safe bet. And Paulie just decides he doesn't want any of them and says, I'm riding solo, and ends it at that. And that was it.
Well, I guess at least you got to credit the studio for not making him pick one for television.
Yes,
because let's face it, none of them work out anyway.
Yeah,
and they all break up anyway.
So the pisser part about that was, so after Vinny picked the girl he wanted, he wasn't allowed to see her until the episodes were done airing. Yeah. So he couldn't even hang out with her for like 3 months or so. So he finally seen her for the first time on the reunion show right afterwards. They brought all the broads back and everything like that. And she broke up with him on the show.
That's all.
She said she's all set with the shenanigans of the Vinny.
Which means now Vinny's going to get a bunch of sympathy pussy because those dumbass girls are going to be like, oh my God, I feel so bad for you.
Well, apparently Vinny's been dancing Chippendales.
Oh.
Well, good for him. He's getting his pickle wet. Vinny's very much Joey Doubleback. Or Ron Doubleback, I should say. Yeah. He pretty much acts like him.
I don't buy that whole like I'm so like innocent, like I'm like one of you people routine. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. I don't buy it. There's no way you could be on a television show like that many years and not be corrupted somewhat.
Oh, they're very much corrupted.
I just don't. But he's the best, I think, at faking it. All the rest of them, like you can tell that they have a few screws
unless
loose.
He's autistic.
That's possible.
He may be socially. He's very socially awkward.
Yeah.
His social awkwardness could make him to the point where he's like, he's like super like doesn't even know it. You know what I mean?
But let's face it, we're all on the spectrum a little bit.
Yes, we are.
All of us are.
Yeah.
And I wonder too if some of that shit though, like you see things that like kids need speech therapy, and in some cases, yes, they probably do. But like there are things that I couldn't say properly when I was little, but like. I wasn't referred to a fucking speech therapist, but now it's like you got to go to therapy for this. You have to go to this, and I think it's a racket in a lot of cases and bullshit.
It's like allergies. Like everyone has allergies. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't something that happened when I was a kid. You had allergies. I remember we had one kid who was allergic to peanuts, and even he was exposed
allergic to what?
Peanuts.
Sorry,
the big black
penis.
Yeah. No, he was allergic to peanuts, and he couldn't. Like I remember one day we were in school, and he was exposed to a peanut.
And that's a serious allergy.
And all he had to do was like, he's like, oh, I'm having trouble breathing. Like, oh, there's peanuts in there. And he's like, just get my pen. His pen.
Yeah.
And he shot him, and he's like, all right, I'm good.
Well, that shit's real. I mean, allergies are kind of real, but like,
it wasn't like anything like they dramatize it these days. Like you're gonna die.
Yeah. No, but like speech therapy, are you kidding me? Like, I bet now if I was a little kid, like I had trouble saying for some reason Statue of Liberty. I would say Statue of Liberty.
Oh. When
I was little. I bet you now if my doctor would be, you got to go speech therapist.
Well, you had to take your priest's dick out of your mouth first before you started saying stuff like that.
No, I was not Catholic, so.
I'm sorry?
Dishwasher is broke.
Dishwasher's broke, she says.
Uh-oh.
This place is falling apart.
I wasn't Catholic, so that didn't happen to me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, when I was a kid, I couldn't pronounce my THs. Like fifth, I pronounced it like an S, like almost like a list.
Yeah.
But then I grew out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like everyone does.
Which is probably what happened, yeah.
So, you know.
I was raised Protestant, but, you know.
Less touching in the Protestant church, I hear.
Yeah, more laid back.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only difference is really is the Pope, believing in the Pope. That's the only pretty much big difference between Catholic.
You don't have your own country.
Yeah, we don't.
Like the Vatican City, which is like a mile by a mile.
We don't have a bunch of valuable paintings hanging.
No.
Things, no.
And you don't have countless allegations of criminal touching.
No.
Like they're kitty touches, some of those priests. And they hide it, which is the worst part.
They do.
There's Pedro, our number one watcher, number one fan. Pedro is now in the house.
Hey,
what's up, Pedro? Today we were talking about how much we hate our jobs. Like, can we say that, or we prefer to do something else? Maybe.
I think well, like most of America.
Yeah, and I compared to some of the people I work with, the general contractors, as like kitty touches, like pedophiles. I put them in the same category. If you're a general contractor, I personally put you in the same category as a kitty toucher.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's a special place in hell for kitty touchers.
There's a special place in hell for a general contractor. You have your poor mom need like a wall taken down in her house one day, and that guy comes back with a fucking outrageous price and tells you everything. They're like used car salesmen. Used car salesmen, general contractors, and kitty touches. There's a special place in hell for all them.
Oof. I'm sure I could think of a few, and then they should be lumped into that, too. It'll take me a while, but...
Pedro, everything's fine. Look at you have the diamond next to your name. That means you are the fan of the week again. Stole it from Alex Wallace.
Oof. Even though last week was, 27 minutes? Because of the...
Yes. So we apologize for last week's show. We're hoping this week goes a little longer. We had some technical difficulties. I've actually rebuilt...
I see some red over there. I don't know what
that is. As long as the numbers are running, looks like the numbers are running up top. I think we're good.
This happened last week, too. The numbers are running, and then... Everything.
I think the computer just crashed. What I'm basically doing is we got to rearrange the living room for the baby. So we're getting rid of the aquarium because we had one fish left. So I thought it would be a good idea to put it with Filbert.
Okay.
And Filbert ate it in about a minute.
Seriously?
The guy hasn't hunted in 25 years. He figured out how to kill a fish. Like, he literally, he was on the rock, the fish was in there. I figured he'd just be swimming around and the thing wouldn't bother him. He literally, mauled it to death.
Now that I think about it, I've actually never seen you guys feed Filbert.
Yeah, we feed him in the morning, a couple sprinkles.
That's it? Maybe he needs more.
So the fish was running for its life, and he finally, he hunted. I go, pretty fucking good. I thought if I lost you in the wild, you'd be helpless. You never hunted in your life.
Well, it doesn't mean he'd be able to defend himself against other predators, though. That's
animal instincts, I guess. I don't know.
Definitely.
I mean, that poor fish.
That's awesome.
I mean, the fish was on its way out anyways because two of the other fish just died. So this one was pretty much gonzo anyways.
It was lonely. At least it served some purpose.
So I put him in there. I go, well, that'll be cool. He'd be able to socialize, in clean water, and then he just mauled it. So Filbert the turtle mauled the fish. Pistola.
Like 5 minutes, an
Pistola.
hour? How long?
He attacked it immediately, and then about a couple hours, I looked back in there, and the fish was gone with no signs of it anywhere. Like, there's not even a sign of it anywhere in that thing.
Not even a scale or anything.
No, not even a fucking bone. I think he mauled it and it ate it.
Good for him.
It is what it is.
Feisty.
Good for him.
Very feisty.
So we're rearranging. So I think the kegerator is going to go where the computer is. And then we're going to put the dog crate over there as well. Because we got to get it out of the bedroom for the crib. Yeah. And I'm going to build myself because ideally I'm going to start working from home eventually.
Like a U shape.
So it's going to kind of go like this. So we could use it for the radio. I'll have my monitors set up like over here. We're just going to have to shift everything a little bit. Everything's going to shift kind of a tad. That's the idea. I need a little desk area with like the computers and stuff. So I don't have the computers over there. Now it's over here. So I'm not, you know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah.
Because when we originally first started doing this, the computer was over here. Remember, we had the desk set up over here.
Yeah.
And then I move it over there. And I think what's happened, I think half the problem is that giant HDMI and that giant USB cord. It's like fucking 20 feet long. I think it's losing some of its fight by the time it gets to the computer. My turtles never hunted before. I put 20 fish in a tank, and within an hour, 5 were left. See, turtles must have a natural instinct. I always thought it would be like, oh, cool, they have some fucking fish in there to hang out and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Turtles are motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They're like the opposite of general contractors.
Oh, I got a good point to ponder for you here.
Ooh,
Let me throw one at you. Okay,
point to ponder.
You all right? So, would you? All right, your kid, right? Your future child.
Future child.
Would you allow him to be named Adolf middle name Hitler DiMatteo, but he would have free education the rest of his life. But you have to name him Adolf Hitler DiMatteo. You can't.
I think no. And the fact is, yeah, free education is great, but when you're in your first job interview and you're working for John Steinberg and he comes up, "Hi, what's your name?" Adolf Hitler DiMatteo.
That's true.
Next, please.
Yeah.
You can pretty much cancel out, even if you had free education and became a lawyer, you can pretty much, or a doctor, you can pretty much cancel working for any Jewish person for the rest of your life.
Yes.
And that's probably, where the big money is, of the Jews.
That's true. The Jews.
The Jews.
Yes.
Why is that offensive to him, by the way, when you call him Jew?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I don't think anything derogatory.
It's just short.
It's just short.
Yeah.
Sorry, and the Jewish people. I abbreviate.
The Jewish community.
The Jewish community.
Yes.
I have nothing against the Jews.
Yeah.
I think they're great people.
So have you been to Encore? Yeah.
No, I'm actually going to try to go tonight. What are you doing? After the show? You don't work anymore. We don't have to gamble. We can just walk around, have a drink.
I do want to go eventually. It's still for me though. I feel like it's still too early.
Did you see they're running out of food every day?
Really?
They ran out of food on Saturday again. So the grand opening, their restaurant service was so bad they had to shut them down around 6:00 at night.
Yeah.
And Saturday, they ran out of food, and they had to close the restaurants down. Inside source, a friend of my sister was working there, and she said it was absolute chaos. 17-hour day straights.
Oh wow.
No training or fucking means of anything. Like, it just, they can't handle the volume.
Yeah, I want to go, but I also want to give it a few months because it's just too many fucking people to deal with.
Eric was there the other night. He tried paying his rent with poker chips.
Didn't Susie win? Didn't Susie go?
She did not go.
She said something about not losing money, and she won money at the. I thought I saw something about that the casino didn't take money from her in group text. I swear to God.
It was her?
Yeah.
Vegas. They were like a while ago, when she was there.
And I remember I said, well, that makes sense because it's opening. It's still just recently opened.
I think she made it that that casino's not taking money from anyone because everyone who's been there has been winning money.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that place is not out of business yet. Every single person on Facebook has won money at the win, and I don't understand how.
Did I just dream that? I swear to God, Susie said something about how she went
we
to
have
the
dreams
casino.
of Sue.
When you start dreaming about text messages,
yeah,
that's.
Hey Sue,
I
Adam's
could have
having.
swore you sent a text message in group about how you were at the casino and you were happy to report you didn't lose any money.
He has dreams of you.
Did you send a text like?
Sure, it was her.
Yes.
Are you in a group? Are you like in an?
No, you guys are the only group text I have.
You should have done an alternate universe where you're in a.
Eric texted and said he was happy to announce the casino didn't take any money.
Maybe that was
Eric
him.
then.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's just every time there's too many.
I know that
names,
Sue and Eric have a lot, and they look alike.
Oh God.
Sometimes I mistake the two of them too. And
do you have a secret crush on Eric?
do you have a secret crush on Sue? You had a dream about her and her milk jugs. When's that factory open, woman? We're gonna do once she starts milking. I guess we're gonna take shots on the show.
I'm not milking.
You're gonna start leaking.
I'm gonna tell you right now because of everything I went through when I was younger. Because I've been through this. Once that dries up, it is gonna hurt worse than child labor, and taking a shower is gonna hurt.
Nice.
You're gonna want to pump. It's gonna hurt way worse when it dries up.
So let's
remember I said that because it's gonna freaking hurt.
Let's drink some milk on the show. Do you know you can transmit HIV through breast milk?
Shots. Yeah, but not if you drink it. You're not gonna unless you have an open wound.
Yeah, no, they said that. So I was watching this thing today. They pretty much think they cured HIV for good. They pretty much have developed a drug that it's pretty much what Magic Johnson was on for years. You just got to take it for the rest of your life to keep it within restraint. But
it probably depends on the strand too. There's different strands of the virus. I was reading like there's ones that have evolved more, and there's ones that I think it depends on the strand.
But it's not like the old days where you had a death sentence. Pretty much, you're like, yeah, I got the HIV. I'm pretty much
dead. But the
dead.
people that have it already, can they stop you from getting? I don't think they can stop you from getting it.
So there is. Have you seen the commercial with the?
There's been like an experimental vaccine.
with the gay men.
No, I haven't.
Have you seen these?
No, I haven't.
So there's some kind of thing out there. It's if you think you were exposed to HIV, they call it PrEP, and you can take it, and it within 48 hours, it's almost like the morning after pill. It'll kill the AIDS. Or the HIV?
I don't know if I believe that at all.
I don't know. It's
It'd be
commercial.
funny if the box is like a skull and crossbones on it.
That's like poison.
Yeah.
Like, you may die. I don't know. I think it's I'm more scared to get cancer than the HIV.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, it depends on the kind of cancer too. If we're talking skin cancer, that's a breeze. If we're talking like a pancreas, you're fucked.
Yeah, you don't want the pancreas.
You don't want the ass cancer. Yeah.
No, you definitely want the colon cancer. That's bad because if you do survive the colon cancer, you end up shitting in a bag for the rest of your life.
What's the ass one?
That's colon. Or then you get prostate.
Yeah, I feel like those ones are faster though, so at least you're gonna die pretty.
Well,
quickly.
prostate, there's no cure. Prostate's extremely slow. Actually, there's no cure to prostate. They can't operate on it.
Farrah Fawcett had ass. She had ass cancer.
She did. She had the colon cancer.
Yeah, that's a quick one.
Do you think that she was doing stuff to give you the ass cancer?
I don't know.
Does anal sex give you ass cancer?
No, but I was reading once how.
I wish we had a doctor expert that worked on the show.
I was reading how bestiality, if you have sex with animals, increases your risk of penile cancer. Don't ask me how I found that. I have no idea.
But that's only if you're fucking the animal, or if the animal's fucking you, you can't get the penile cancer.
Yeah. That's just one of those things you see and you're like, what? And you read it and you're like, oh, okay. Why is this even? Tax dollars are spent on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a whole nother type of fucked. I put pedophiles, general contractors. What was the other thing I had in that category?
So used car salesman.
Used car salesman, and people have sex with animals, all in the same category. This category is growing larger.
But what if the animal wanted it?
Well, I mean,
what if the animal, for some reason...
Look at the way Tommy looks at us sometimes. Look at Nola. She heard it. She's like, hey, who was that? Hey, Tommy can't have sex with me. Can someone show him how to do it?
But, I mean, come on. Hypothetically, let's say you're in, I don't know, another country, right?
Yeah.
And you hear that the hotel, right next to the hotel you're staying at, there is a donkey show, right?
Oh, I'd see it.
Of course, I would.
Yeah.
My curiosity would get the best of me.
God.
I would check it out.
Can we arrange something? We have a donkey show in my living room? Can you imagine? That'd be interesting.
Down.
Yeah. I'm here for what work? Like that,
Oh, God, yeah. Was that Horrible Bosses?
Yeah. A donkey show, I mean, in generality, I mean, the donkey's going to fuck the woman.
Yes.
Inevitably. Yeah. And he has a huge penis. And he could kill her.
Could.
He'd split her right in half like a fucking shish kebab. No one wants to see that on it. You know what I mean? How do you explain that? Imagine you're in a illegal donkey show and she dies. They're all witnesses.
Yeah, now you're a witness. And now
you're in Tijuana, and now you're fucking, oh, God, the criminal act. You didn't even do anything. All you did was show up with a Corona.
Yeah.
You popped an old El Presidente with a lime, and you're sitting there watching a small Latino blonde lady get rammed by a giant donkey.
Would you rather be arrested in Mexico for being at a donkey show or being at a cockfight?
Ooh, I'd rather be arrested for a cockfight.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it depends what kind of cockfight you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about chickens.
Are we talking about chickens or are we talking about a bunch of men
You're talking about
standing around?
But I feel like the penalty would be worse at a cockfight because there's money involved.
Probably.
But
I feel like if you've seen it on the news, they're like, Adam Mellett arrested at a cockfight. It's less weird than he was arrested at a place that had donkey shows. Because then everyone will judge you for... No one's going to judge you for gambling. That's
true.
Because in this society, you're more forgiven to be a delinquent gambler than you are a fucking freaky weird person.
That's true. Yeah.
Then every time they Googled your name, next to it's a donkey show.
But you could also argue, too, just to play counterpoint here, you could argue, well, the donkey show, he obviously loves animals. At the cockfight, someone's going to die. A cock's going to die, so animal cruelty, death. Gambling.
So he's either pro animal pleasure,
yes,
or pro killing animals.
Killing animals and making money off it from cockfights.
I can see that could be a problem.
You could go both ways with that.
It is terrible that the cocks have to fight to the end. You know?
I know.
Is that how it is in P-Town? We watched a new video that's now catchy, which I didn't know. The Getup. Yeah. It's like the new country line dancing song.
Yeah, I'm not very captivated by the dance.
Where have I been? Apparently there was like a challenge going on or something like that where people film their videos like dancing to the Getup.
Says him.
I guess so. It was all over the Facebook. But I got to tell you, one of the videos only had 120,000 views, which is not a lot compared to, I thought I was like a white honky boy. I didn't realize it was a black dude dancing in a trailer park.
Yeah. But he has very nice clothes on, so it's obvious he doesn't live there.
Yeah, the clothes are too nice for trailer park.
Yeah, way too nice.
Fucking the week's over.
And you got to be up early tomorrow. Right?
Yeah, it's toss up. Do I wake up early or just not go to bed?
Oh, it's so good stat.
You know,
yeah.
because I mean, I got to be at the airport at 4:00 in the morning. So, I mean, I'm up at 3, inevitably. And does it hurt more to fall asleep then wake up, or is it just more of a flow to maybe just do it and then sleep on the plane? It's a 3-hour flight.
Yeah, it's only 3 hours though. If it was like 6, I'd say yeah, but
3 hours, I get there. I don't have to drive. We're Ubering to where we're going. Hey, Tommy,
always.
stop it.
Hey, God.
It's an animal. Can't take you anywhere.
Oh, so yeah, but you're heading to Florida. But funny thing, I was watching. I was reading a thing of how I guess at Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars thing.
Yep.
People, anything not nailed down has been getting
Oh,
stolen.
they're stealing it, right?
You can go on
Yeah.
eBay and find stuff that people have been taking, which I don't think is a smart move because they can trace that and you could probably get arrested.
Yeah,
for
you probably
stealing
don't want to be
property.
selling stuff you're stealing out of a theme park, but
Yeah.
it's nice to have for like your own momentum.
Let's throw a Google search.
Hey,
in
Sue,
for,
can you come in here for a second? Tommy's really acting like a brat. He keeps biting her neck.
Hey,
Separate him with someone, put him in the other room.
come on.
I know his problem is. Dog's out of control.
He does this every week when he goes to the show. Come on, bud.
Oh, gee.
Tommy, food.
See, Nola just wants to sit there and relax.
I'm
you
just
know.
gonna see. Yeah, now Nola's gonna be
And
nice.
Tommy's
Let's see.
being a dick.
I just threw eBay Galaxy's Edge into the search engine, and
Down. Come on.
Oh, now you wanna be Mr. Friendly, huh? What kind of stuff have they been like? This, I mean, this.
I wonder if now that the word's out, it's not so. Okay, see, this is something for $120. Oh God, look! Is this people? You just kidding me? Like a menu and like coasters. $120.
Oh, I mean, I steal coasters all the time.
I know that's nothing. No, but
menu?
I've heard worse stories. Yeah,
Like I'm thinking of like the fiberglass shit they make, all the props and everything like that. That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, I know those have been stolen too. Wristband plus. I'll look for later once we're off the air, but I know there's been some stuff out there that has not.
Yeah,
That shouldn't be there. It's probably been taken down by now.
someone's buying that stuff too.
I know, right? Well, I mean, it's true. If it's not bolted down, people are going to steal it, you know?
People steal stuff. Like, yeah, exactly, all the time. It doesn't matter how long or what it is. There's someone is in a market for buying that stuff. So, what are you doing 4th of July? You said you're just hanging out.
Yeah, probably look out, hang out. Yeah, because I got to work the next day. That's what I love and hate about the 4th of July. It's like, yeah, you get a day off, but how much can you really enjoy it when you have to go to work the next day?
It's almost like if they made you work on New Year's. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's stupid. You shouldn't. You should get the day after the 4th off too. People are stupid.
Some places do that. But like I was saying earlier, I was psyched because I'm like, oh, that means the 4th of July is going to be on a Friday next year, but next year's a fucking leap year. So actually, no, it's on a Saturday, so there's no work day off.
That sucks.
What does
That means I don't get a long weekend next year. Well, I plan to be. I'll have a long weekend every weekend. Once his baby's born,
Yes. Once,
countdown.
Once that thing has been cooked in the oven and in Susie's oven, and
Susan Oven kicks it out. The alarm goes off and it's ready to go.
Hello, hold me.
He's like, "Hey, I'm a baby. Yeah, I'm here to hang out."
Then we'll have to take breaks because if little RDD starts crying,
We DJ IDD.
DJ RDD.
We're gonna get him a fucking turntable when he's out of the womb.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
Can't do any worse than fucking Pauly D.
That's true.
They were talking about Pauly D on the radio the other day, and he goes, "Dude, he doesn't make his own music. You know that.
Yeah,
He just plays-
mixes and just does his own.
He's a
thing.
glorified wedding DJ. He's a popular wedding DJ.
It's just because of who he is. You're paying to see the name. I mean, he's nothing. I mean,
Yeah, and he's just like you could go into when he's DJing. You're not going to watch him. You're going to dance. Like if you go to like Sissy K's and there's a DJ there,
yeah,
you're not going to see that DJ. But this typical place, you are going to see this DJ.
yeah.
Which is weird.
You're gonna. I feel like anybody who does that is probably gonna eventually feel stupid. Like, you're gonna walk in there and be like, "Oh, there he is. It's Pauly D." Okay, I paid how much?
That you said that.
You know?
What are you doing next Monday night?
Why is he here?
Pauly D's in Boston.
How much?
I think it's like $20.
Oh, for 20, I would
Let's
do that.
see.
Wait, next Monday?
Yeah, I think Pauly D's on. It's a Monday night, which is weird by itself.
That is very weird.
And I don't know. I think it's in Cambridge. Let's see, Pauly D tour.
I would do that for $20. Sure.
I think it's. I think it was something ridiculous. All right, here we go. I swear to God, they said Boston.
I wanted to go see Jimmy Eat World, but they're playing Monday. I'm not paying $70.
Yeah, Blink-182 is playing Thursday, and it was $92 to fucking stand in the grass.
No.
I go, I am all set. All right. Did he already play? Did I miss this? July 1st was he here? Oh, no, maybe it was...
But he still has a residency in Vegas.
Vegas,
right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it looks like Pauly D kicks off birthday celebration with Boston gig July 2nd.
Oh, he was here yesterday. Oh, no fucking way.
The article was July 2nd. But
Oh, so yeah, so it was Monday. I knew it was a Monday.
Yeah.
God, what if there's any, let's see.
Oh, it was by the harbor side. It was, okay. It was near the Bark and Crab. No, it was the Envoy.
Yes, yeah, the new one.
Yeah. Damn. Artie, we missed it.
We just missed Pauly D.
Oh, God. Just throw a freaking brick at
Is
him.
there any images online here? Let's see if anyone...
I bet you stepped out for 2 minutes to have photos and make it look like he mingles with the crowd, and then he went behind his booth again.
Jesus Christ.
I do give him credit, though.
There's a picture of Gronkowski and Pauly D.
Jesus Christ.
I would assume he was probably there.
I'm only jealous of his hair. I mean, it's pretty impressive for...
I'm going to do my hair like that.
Dude, both of us, you couldn't do it, I couldn't do it. There's no way. Our hair's not thick enough as his.
I love Monday's featuring Pauly D. Yes, it was fucking Monday. Motherfucker, we missed it.
Sadly, Eric has a better chance of having hair like that than you and me.
What was I doing Monday night? I could have went to see Pauly D.
What was I doing?
I was with my wife. I can't remember what we were doing.
No, Monday was just a Monday for me. It was nothing special.
Oh, we met one of my parents somewhere. Yeah. Could have went to see Pauly D. Could have my mom go there. Imagine my mom at a Pauly D concert.
I get a few drinks in her. I'm sure she'd have a good time.
She'd be dancing on stage. Imagine. Showing her boobies.
Oh, boy.
Giving everyone a show. I don't know if my mother would do that, but if she did, she might. Like you said, a few drinks.
You know, it's funny. As I'm getting older, I feel like when I love, who doesn't love fireworks? Fireworks are great.
Fireworks great. Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, I'm at a point where I factor in the level of bullshit and people I'm going to have to deal with going to see said fireworks. Ooh. And if it's worth it to actually go.
Oh, you mean like the actual fireworks display, not like setting your own fireworks off?
Yeah. Oh, God, I would love to set my own fireworks off. That'd be amazing. But like, just actual going to see them, it's like,
it's a pain in the ass. Especially you go to like the Lynn fireworks, you got to find a place to park. There's nowhere to park.
Yeah, and I guess it's like a sweet kind of thing to do, but if you're with somebody and stuff, but at the same time, is it worth it with the amount of bullshit that you have to deal with crowds and I don't know.
It's definitely not worth the crowds.
No, it's not.
No, it's like Boston. I did that once, one year, the fucking hat show and all that shit.
Yes.
Once I did it, and that was enough. It was 2004. I was all set.
I've done it twice. One year was a complete nightmare, and the other one though actually was pretty awesome because it was strange. It was raining a little, and then there were rumors for whatever reason circulating that the fireworks were going to be canceled. Okay. And so many people left. But they weren't canceled.
Oh, so you got like a nice free show.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Like, I mean, there were still a lot of people, but it wasn't as you know how crazy you can get. It wasn't like that at all.
And this is Boston.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we went to I grew up with. His father did something with some college. I think he worked something with MIT. So we had access to a parking garage over there. Yeah. So we'd go to the top of the parking garage and watch it from there. That was actually pretty cool. But yeah, then one year I trekked through Boston and did that. That was not fun at all. We had to piss. I wasn't even old enough to drink. It was rough.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like it's only worth doing if you get like VIP and you get like you can cut the lines and you can get your own seat somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to mingle with the regular people, if you will.
There used to be a fireworks show I used to go to when I was young. It was in Jaffrey, New Hampshire,
oh.
And it is one of the best fireworks shows. Nothing's ever been better that I've been to. It is just so perfectly choreographed to music, and like even the fireworks like blow up with like design. Like they would play like Pink Floyd, like the song "Money," and cash cymbals are exploding in the sky. It was just choreographed awesome. I've never seen anything better than that.
When my dad had the boat years ago, we used to do the Boston fireworks. We used to just dock in the harbor and do that. You know what I mean? So you didn't get right out. Those have been fun. Yeah, the fireworks I hit or miss. When I was a kid, 3rd and 4th of July was the shit. So like, for example, the 3rd of July is on Thursday. 4th's on how do they used to do it? So if the 4th of July fell on a Friday, right? It was awesome because we got three days of block partying.
Well, the last time we did, we were so young. It was awesome.
Yeah. Usually we used to get 2 days of block party. So at Thursday at 5 o'clock, they would block off my grandfather's street. 3rd of July at 5 o'clock. And they would keep it blocked off until 10 o'clock the 4th of July night. And there'd just be a big block party. They would have games, events, DJs, and stuff like that. But when the 4th fell on a Saturday, we got, because everyone had Sunday off anyways.
Yeah.
So we had a block party on Friday night, which is the 3rd, all day Saturday, and all day Sunday, which is pretty pisser. The good old days.
Piss.
We stopped doing that when I was like 14 or 13, my last block party.
There's one every year on my street. It's still a lot of fun.
The one that where you live now?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. That's the only time. And it's like, I actually socialize with my neighbors.
Yeah.
I've always made it a point to do that. It's like, I don't need to be best friends with them, and I'm not, but I feel like it is important to know your neighbors. So that way, like, maybe someday something happens around your apartment. It's like, hey, who's that? We saw somebody at your door. Just wanted to let you know. And it might be nothing, you know?
You ever see that movie, which one with Ben Affleck, where the wife pretends to kill herself?
Oh, Gone Girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't talk to any of their neighbors, except she talked to the specific neighbors she wanted to talk to.
Yes, exactly.
So it's why you want to talk to everyone.
That is not a movie you should watch with your significant other. Don't give them ideas. No.
I watched that for next once. I wanted to throw her in the Charles River afterwards. I was like, I'm not trusting that.
I also saw a movie once that this creeped the fuck out of me out. There was this movie where all the I don't remember the name of the movie. It was it a Lifetime movie? I don't know. It might have been one of those late night movies that was on Lifetime nobody paying attention to.
Yeah.
But what happened in this movie completely blew my mind, and I started freaking the fuck out. I was also a little drunk, which made me freak out even more. So in this movie, it turned out that, like, all this shit was happening in this people's house.
Yeah.
And it turned out all this shit was happening because there was somebody actually previous homeowner was living in the fucking attic.
Was it the new one with did it just come out? This movie?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like that's been remade.
There's a movie with who the hell's that guy? He's the comedian. Not really a comedian. He was in the guy who was in God, what the fuck's his name?
Well, I will say there was nothing funny about this movie. They were being terrorized.
Who plays Uncle Eddie on fucking, it's his brother.
Uncle Eddie? And what?
In Christmas Vacation.
Dennis Quaid?
So Dennis Quaid is in a movie.
Randy Quaid, Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, so Randy Quaid was in the Christmas Vacation. Dennis Quaid's in a movie where he sells a house to this like black couple.
Yeah.
But he doesn't leave.
Okay, it's along the same thing though.
I forget what it's called though. It's just like it just came out like it was in another movie days. I have no idea what the name of the movie.
Well, it turned out the previous homeowner was living in the attic, and he'd come down at night and he would totally fuck their lives up.
Oh god!
Like he would do shit to like their stuff and like get into their phones and like just mess with them.
That's not very nice.
And like they thought like is there a ghost? Like all this shit was happening. They thought something was wrong with the house. You didn't know though. You the viewer did not know till the end what was really going on.
Just thought there was a ghost in there or something. Some paranormal activity.
Yeah, and it was some asshole living up in the attic. And then I started freaking out, and I checked my upstairs area.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Hey, Suze.
Staring at her under the door.
That's creepy. I'm gonna do that with Eric's stuff. I'm gonna stop moving stuff around.
That creeped me out, man. That creeped me out.
I can have access to. We figured out his lights on a timer, so I could turn his lights on from my phone.
Nice.
Very crazy. Are we done yet? Are we done yet? That was the name of the movie. No, hold on.
Sounds like a comedy. No, that's a comedy.
Sells Ice Cube a house. I don't think he's. That's Pedro.
That sounds like a comedy, no.
I don't think it's not a comedy, Pedro. And how come Alex Wallace isn't chiming? He lost his, like I said, he lost his fan of the week.
Well, Alex is a kid now. He's got to attend to, so
Yes,
you know he can't pay attention 24/7.
Is this show not kid friendly?
No, but your attention's going to diminish at that age. They don't know.
Maybe Adam. I was going to say maybe he's a general contractor and he doesn't like me comparing him to a kitty toucher.
Maybe.
So maybe that was.
But
I forgot he does security because we were going to hire him several times to be our security.
Dude, I am going to laugh though watching you try to curb your language. I mean, when they're first born, no, they're not going to know. But like 3 or 4, you're going to have to start curbing your language.
I'll curb my language.
Yeah, but they're not. They can't.
I'll start using.
You know what I mean.
I'll start using in the windows.
What do you mean?
I'll start like.
I guarantee the first word's gonna be pop.
Oh boy.
It's probably for my mother.
And me.
I'm not going to use the F word around the kids. I have a 1-year-old, so baby's no excuse. I don't know what that means, Pedro.
He says no excuse.
You're not gonna use the F word around
I haven't used the F word all episode. I just called a general contractor a kitty toucher.
Yeah, you'll find the kids go, kitty toucher, kitty toucher.
Yeah,
That's
good.
too
Then they'll
complex.
know to stay away from the kitty touches.
Yeah, they should know.
I mean, kids should know who's going to touch them, who doesn't want the touching. I was touched by gypsies at 3 years old. I almost got kidnapped at a park.
Is that true?
what the hell is it called in Beverly. It's called like Endicott Park or something like that.
Okay.
These two gypsies were sitting on a bench and they pulled me over and tried to kiss me and tried to kidnap me.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I always thought it would have been hilarious. When I was a kid, I wore this jacket, and honestly, I just liked the jacket because it was really comfortable. But it had.
Did you take off your pants?
No, it was one of
my jacket.
It was my brother's jacket, but it had his name was on the side of it.
Okay.
But occasionally I would wear it because it was just that comfortable, right?
Yeah.
But I always.
Whoa! What was that?
Stop it, both of you.
I always thought it would be hilarious looking back if like someone like a stranger came up to me and was like, "Hey Ryan, your mother sent me to come pick you up."
Ooh, big okay.
And
it was Coach Belichick. He's like, "Oh, Ryan Mel, what are you doing around here?"
But I always thought it would have been funny if that happened. Like, oh shit! No one ever tried to abduct me.
Yeah.
When I think about it. I'm trying to think. Of
that was the only time I think I remember being abducted. I'm sure there was several times I could have been abducted.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of questionable scenarios I look back on, and I'm like, oh man, that could have been something.
My mother was very paranoid about me being somewhere in which I can't be left alone, if you will.
Mm.
So there was very limited opportunities for me to be abducted, but I definitely remember that one time I was almost abducted.
Yeah. I'm thinking the only like inappropriate like situation like police was like as I've told a couple times, the Red Roof Inn story. That was probably the only time that something happened where maybe I could have gone to the cops.
Great story. It's a great story, though.
It is a great story. And at the time, you don't think about stuff like that. Like, you just think, oh, that was weird. And then, like, 10 years later, you're like, oh, my God, that's kind of fucked up. I could have gone to the police.
You would just be a tattletale if you went to the police for that one.
I know. I could have
ruined their party.
I know. It had their disabled kids taken away from them and, like, all that stuff.
Because you know what they did? They just got a new babysitter.
Quiet.
Someone else is ready to go.
He was just
look at Tommy's just bothering the hell out of him.
You know,
No, she's bothering him as well. She's the one that bit his leg.
You know why I think they get like this? I think I figured it out during the show because we can't pay as much attention to them.
Yeah, so
they act up for attention.
It's very weird.
They don't listen to me for shit.
We don't listen to anyone. When the baby's born, we're giving them one away to charity. So we're gonna roll a dice, and whoever one goes.
I'm gonna be curious how they react once the baby's born.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that happens.
Man, you guys have a lot coming.
That's what she said.
Boom.
Good. Oh yeah, it's gonna be an adventure. 4th of July. Did you watch any of that Red Sox game in England?
No, but remember I was texting about it. I caught some of it when I was at the gym, and I caught some of it at a bar the day before, and I was like I said to you guys, I was like, the balls are definitely juiced with these scores this high.
I mean, it was juiced. The first inning, and the Yankees were up 6-0 with 1 out. They pulled the starter. They pulled Pacella for the Red Sox, and then I'm like, well, this is gonna be one of those games. And then the bottom of the 6th, the Sox scored 6 runs.
Yeah, towards the end, it started coming back.
So and then it was a 12-8. That game was 12-8. No, that was 17-13. That game.
Yeah, it's a football score.
Yeah, and then the next day was 12-8. That first game, the Sox blew. The Yankees scored 9 runs in 1 inning off of them.
Yeah, and my thinking was the MLB wants to make this look exciting. There's no way they're going to risk a 2-1 5-hour game. They're going to want the score to be high.
No, and it's like if you're selling this as what baseball is, man, you're putting a really terrible representation of what the sport actually is. You know what I mean? Most games are, you're sitting there and it's like fucking, 1-0, 7 innings in.
I wonder what I'm curious with some of the questions that some of these reporters had. Because they don't understand baseball.
Did you listen to someone on the radio?
I heard a few things, but like nothing that was like too like, oh wow, that's just
one goes to Alex Cora. My condolences for the loss. And they were asking all these funky fucking questions. And then he asked him, "What are we supposed to do now? Tomorrow?" And Alex Cora's like, "What'd you say?" Like, what are we supposed to do now that baseball's gone? He's like, "Oh, watch MLB TV."
That's a fair. Yeah.
You can tell no one wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was the first time the Red Sox didn't play on a Friday night in like 100 years.
Yeah.
Because it was weird because they couldn't play Friday because they had to play Saturday, Sunday. So Friday was a travel day, which never happens. The only time you don't play on a Friday if it's a rainout.
I think it's weird they're doing this now. Like, I mean, the baseball market is still it's thriving in Japan. Japan baseball is still a big deal, but I mean, London, I don't even know there's a market for that. If football, they probably saw football and they're like, we got to do that.
There's no marketing. There's nothing in Europe. You get the Dominican, you get the islands, the Caribbean islands. They love it down there.
Yeah.
South America, they love it, and then Japan, they love it. Their only untouched area was Europe, and face it, the sport's been around for 200 years. It would eventually have adopted over there at some point.
Yeah.
They had their cricket, which, do you know a cricket game could last 4 days?
Ugh.
Someone was trying to explain the rules of cricket. They can't end on a certain time, so they'll play until a certain time, and then they pick it up where they left off the next day.
That bat looks like something you'd hit your kids with, like spank them
does.
with. It's like a flat.
Or something sexual.
Ooh, that's true.
Like you would
Good
have
paddling.
like one of those like those sex dungeons.
Yes.
So you want to get paddled? Oh,
But that was
okay.
quick.
Shut that one
She
down
said no
quick.
very
Didn't even
quickly.
think about it.
Didn't even.
She looks like she's.
I just hate my fucking job.
Oh god.
Hey, you're in our boat.
Yes. Want to burn our plate? Want to burn them down?
Yeah.
You know, it would bring me. No, I'm not gonna say anything. Incriminate
You
myself.
want to, but yeah, I get it.
What?
You know, it'd be nice. You think about stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But-
Think about all the things you'd like to do, but you know you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it right now. Hey, oh, you know what I was watching the other day? I thought it was
Being a
funny.
boat pilot.
I got curious about. Remember when Garth Brooks went crazy and then wanted to be a rock star?
Yeah, it was
and-
Chris Gaines.
And it was Chris Gaines.
Yeah.
I think I'm always fascinated by this story, constantly, because it doesn't make any sense. He just completely went crazy.
Yeah, it was like a nervous breakdown. He like put a wig on, and he wrote like a rock album.
Yeah, and they even did a behind the scenes. Like somehow his people convinced VH1 to do a fake behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Chris Gaines, and they made up this whole fake story about how like Chris Gaines grew up in this place and he had this happen to him and he became. It was really fucking weird.
Do you remember
man.
any of the Chris Gaines songs? They weren't even that good.
I tried finding some of them. They're really difficult to find.
He had like an album.
Yeah.
It was like a whole like year he was Chris Gaines.
Yeah, he went goth.
Yeah, it was weird.
Have that album at my mom's.
I'd love to
She
hear
would-
it,
She
actually.
would definitely have the. It was Chris Gaines. Probably went to a Chris Gaines concert. What are you talking to Mike, honey? So we can hear you.
But what it really boiled down
I
to
can't hear you with my headphones on.
was him being like an egomaniac.
Yeah.
And he also, believe it or not, he was offered the role of the sniper in Saving Private Ryan.
Get out of here. Was
Yeah.
it really? Chris
But-
Gaines or Garth Brooks?
Garth Brooks. And he turned it down because he wanted to be the star of anything he's in. He doesn't want to be a side. Spielberg comes to you and says, "Oh, you can do," and you say no.
Who was the sniper in Saving Private Ryan?
I can see his face, and honestly, I don't remember his name.
Because that was a pretty good cast of like
Yeah,
of actors that were like Vin Diesel's in that movie.
yeah, Tom Sizemore, Tom Hanks, Matt Damon. Yeah, you got a lot. You got quite a few people in that movie too.
It's that group they had.
Giovanni Ribisi.
Yeah. That group of guys going out was pretty.
Oh, I can see his face. I'm googling right now. I have to cast a Saving Private Ryan. But yeah, like he was such an egomaniac. But Garth Brooks though is a glorified karaoke singer. He doesn't write his own music, but he's a great entertainer.
Yeah.
He's an amazing entertainer, and that is his.
He like does that good music video that we love.
Oh yes, he does. Some that you can't find on YouTube.
Call them kills. All the things they do tonight.
Barry Pepper, who ended up playing him.
Barry Pepper. Sounds made up.
No, I'm looking at his face, and I'm like, oh, okay.
That was my nickname in high school. Barry Pepper.
He looks weird now, but that guy.
Ah, I
he's the
see. I remember
sniper.
him.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that the one that gets shot in the eye?
No.
Or does he shoot
he
the
does
guy in the
die.
eye?
Oh, Edward Burns is in that too.
Yes.
I forgot.
There was a scene. Remember, he's up in the deck and he has the scope.
No, that he was in the tower. That's right. The sniper was in the tower. And the sniper eventually got blown up by a tank.
That's
Remember
right.
the barrel
Yes,
went up and pointed right.
Yes. There was one where he shot the guy right in the.
Yeah, he shot a guy through the eye through the
through
scope.
Yeah,
which-
the scope.
That
pretty-
looked awesome.
Pretty good fucking hit.
Yeah, no, that was a good movie.
The guy was able to fucking calculate the trajectory of that bullet and get it straight on.
Bryan Cranston was in that too. Well, there's a lot of people in this movie.
That was a very good movie, I'd say.
Private Ryan was awesome.
The concept of it was pretty. It made it more than this. It wasn't. The movie wasn't about the war. It was about saving a guy.
Yeah, and it's funny too because the concept itself was kind of like, but everything that happened around that was awesome.
Saving a guy who was a fucking selfish prick who didn't want to leave after they gave him his tickets to go home.
Well, you know the reason why? It's because there was nobody left in the gene pool. Like the brother died, and I don't even know if that's still a thing.
I don't know.
I don't think
I mean,
so. I don't think you get sent home.
Then again, how many brothers multiple brothers go in the military anymore. You know what I mean?
I wonder, now that I think about it, what would be the odds of even recognizing that? You're the guy typing up all the people that just died to send the letters to their mom. You're like, wait a minute. Private Ryan. Ryan. Oh, wait a second. Hey, sir. Like, what would be the odds with all those dead people? What would be the odds of noticing you've lost all these brothers and then going?
And the amount of time it took by the time the news got there.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have died, and it could have been like a month and a half before anyone knew. By the time they got all your shit together and they sent you over, and
you wouldn't notice. You're typing so many death letters. You're not going to notice that these are related and put two and two together.
Now there's databases and shit.
Yeah, no shit.
But back then, that was. Yeah,
I'm calling bullshit. I don't even think. Is it a true? I don't even think it's a true story.
You know what's funny now? I wonder if the Navy. They wonder if the military does this. They would never tell you though. Is that when you get recruited, they put a chip in you. Because now there's no POWs or no we call it.
Hey, going AWOL?
No, or that too, but no, not knowing who the people are that died.
Okay.
Because I guess if you had a chip in you, you know what I mean?
Unless
then
the chip has been destroyed.
Unless they shot the chip. But like for the most part, like they could just scan your body for the chip. Like when the dogs go missing, they'll tell all their information.
Like a GPS locator too.
Yeah, then you can't go AWOL. Yeah. Then they know it'd be like a video game.
I don't think enough people go AWOL though for that to be worth the cost of doing that. But like if you get captured, they might know where you are.
I mean, how much does it cost to put a chip in you?
I don't know.
I mean, how many times do they chip animals all the time?
Yeah,
I think their chips are only like $50.
Yeah, I did always wonder though, like why. One thing I always thought that the government should have done, our fucking drones.
Yeah,
that we've had drones captured by other countries.
Yeah.
Why is there no self-destruct mechanism in that thing?
Yeah, right.
That technology is actually pretty valuable.
That'd be like in Star Wars, those flying things that fly around that blow up. What the hell are they? They look like little bugs. I think it was in like the second or first Star Wars.
I'm trying to think.
They're like little robot bugs that fly around and they like destroy shit, but they blow up and everything. They're like
fuck. Why am I drawing? I shouldn't be drawing a blank here.
There was a scene where like they let them all out, and these little fuckers were flying around. They were trying to shoot them off, pew 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 pew, and they were just flying around like little drones and everything.
Sure, it's Star Wars. And
then one was captured and then exploded.
I feel really. I can't.
Maybe it was
I'm
Star
lost
Wars.
right now.
What kind of movie? What movie was
it? If it is Star Wars, I feel very horrible about myself.
Maybe it was. Was it Independence Day when they sent the little things out? But those are big.
No, that wasn't Independence Day.
And there was a movie where like one of these things like get captured and they get like self-destruct.
Shit, I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google this, figure this out when I get home.
Yeah,
you just blew my mind. You blew my mind, buddy.
Well, did I just create that in my mind?
Maybe if you did, I mean,
that'd be wild.
Oh, Tommy, you're never gonna figure out where to stick it.
Never. And that's why he will never. He's not meant to reproduce. He has no idea how to. That is even out the gene pool.
Suze, would you let your kid be named Adolf Hitler Dematia if it meant for the rest of his life he could have free education?
No.
Yeah, see? How you going to get a job?
Well, I didn't say this, but his name has to be that, but if
he didn't just
change it.
He didn't just destroy the last name. He destroyed the first name. Like, he was one guy who just literally sat there and was like, I'm going to single-handedly destroy two names.
All right, let me change this a little. The Hitler part doesn't have to be there, just Adolf Dematia.
Ooh, Adolf is still a very... What's the first thing you think of?
Yeah, but at least it's not Adolf Hitler Dematia.
I guess so.
You can make an argument, I
mean, you say Adolf, I'm not thinking like the guy who invented electricity. You know what I mean? I'm thinking of Hitler.
Mm.
I mean, it's like Anakin. When you name your kid Anakin...
You're just going to turn to the dark side.
Yeah, exactly. You can't name Anakin. You fucking kidding me? Think of it. Someone says the kid's name's Anakin. What's the first thing you think of?
I think of Darth Vader.
Exactly. So when you think of a name to name your kid, think of the first name that comes to your mind of that name, and think about if that's something you really want your kid to be attached to. They were talking about on the radio today. There was a scene. I don't know if you heard the morning show, but there was a scene in what's the one of fucking
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Did you hear this?
No.
There's a scene in there where
that's the only thing I know that from.
Or is it a Kill Bill? It's one of the scenes. It has
Unless it's my dad dancing.
It has not Denzel Washington. Samuel Jackson, and he's in this scene where he shoots a bunch of people, but they use the song to kind of like they're in the scene that had nothing to do with like it was kind of like a soft, kind of fun, funky.
Yeah, they make kind of artistic and
kind of like caught in the middle of you when he's cutting the ear off in Reservoir Dogs.
Yes.
So they went to the Ramones and they wanted to use My Sharona, and what's his face? The guy who produced it was like, what the hell was his name? He did Reservoir Dogs. He did Pulp Fiction.
Tarantino.
Yeah, he went to him and was like, "Hey, can we use your song in the scene in the room?" Well, the Knack, that's who it sings. The Knack sings Maestro, and it was like, "Oh, what's the scene?" They explained to him. He's like, they were like, "Man, that's all we have is that song." He's like, "We don't want that to be related to the scene." It was like a really graphic death scene.
Yes.
So then they used some other song from like the 50s, and now every time you hear that song, you think of that death scene. So
yeah, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
It's a movie.
every time I think Stuck in the Middle of You, I just think about that crazy guy dancing around with a cop tied up.
Yeah.
And he cutting his fucking ear off.
I haven't watched the movie in so long. I watched Reservoir Dogs.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
It's a well done movie.
It is a well done movie.
The dialogue in that movie is phenomenal.
Tarantino movies do have good dialogue.
Yeah.
Sometimes it goes on a little longer than it should, but the payoff's worth it usually.
The conversations in that movie and just like the personas of each character.
Yeah.
I mean, you took 6 or 7 random dudes, and you made them. We're gonna rob a bank, and they don't know each other. They give them colors, and then they all have different personas, and you have the undercover cop, and oh god, it's.
The Hateful Eight, which is also on Netflix right now, is also another Tarantino movie. It's kind of the same way, but it's like takes place back like a long time ago. But it's a bunch of people in a cabin together though, and they're all talking, and shit happens, and convicts, but Tarantino movies are really well known for that.
I started watching City on the Hill. Do you see that at all? It's
No.
It's on Showtime, but it's based in Boston in 1990s. And it has to do with like the Boston police and like the robbers of Charlestown. Like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck produce it.
Huh.
And Kevin Bacon plays like the star role or whatever that.
Yeah.
So I don't have Showtime, but I was able to get one episode. They give you like a teaser. They let you watch one episode. So I watched it. And it was really good. So I went to go watch the second episode. And they're like, "Sorry, you got to subscribe to Showtime." Like, fuck.
I was watching on Netflix. I was watching the 90s, which was I forget what originally broadcasted on. It might have been in CNN. It was one of the news stations.
Oh yeah.
I was watching the episode about music, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that this just totally fucked up everything." So at the time, you had Nirvana come out in the 90s and early 90s and kind of changed everything, right?
Yep.
And it was kind of like down and like kind of depressing, but like people got behind it because they were so sick of the freaking Pop Boy George bullshit.
Yeah. There's
right?
a little grungy, little
but
down. Yeah.
It was good, and it was kind of like inspiring in a way that it was like it was rock. But then Kurt Cobain kills himself, and what I feel like happened was then after that you had all this music that was lighter, and I think people after he killed himself, people were like, okay, wait a minute, all this shit just got way too serious.
Yeah.
We want to listen to things a little more lighter now. Right, and that's why you had Oasis and all these other bands that are a little bit more.
Look at Jon Stewart. He looks like shit.
On?
Damn.
Why are we talking about 9/11? What happened?
Jon Stewart went in front of like the Congress or something like that to like help like the victims of 9/11 get something back or something like that.
I heard something was happening there, but I don't understand why.
Why Jon Stewart was doing it?
No, why? No, I mean people speak out against things, but what's
I guess they
going on with
owed
9/11?
money from some insurance fund or something like that. They haven't got something yet.
Well, they should.
Oh, and all I got from that was Jon Stewart looks like shit. Fuck.
Damn. Well,
grunge music was good.
It was.
It did lead to pop though, and like pop punk.
Yeah, it led to like a more mellow like Oasis, Matchbox 20. Because again, it wasn't too serious.
Yeah.
It was a little bit more relaxing. It's like, oh, this is easy listening. It's
Yeah,
nice. But because of Nirvana, that was like kind of the fallout of the grunge era. Is the more mellow stuff because it's less serious and less threatening. But I just thought it was interesting. I'm like, oh, I see why this ended up the way it fucking did.
It's crazy.
But yeah, the 90s was awesome. And I don't think we feel. Then I questioned myself though, because I'm like, do I just feel that way because everybody feels that way? Like my parents probably feel that the era they grew up in was the best era. But I feel like the 90s really was probably one of the last better eras.
Yeah, I mean the 90s weren't bad. I mean it was.
I feel like the late 90s, like I would say, like 95 to 2000, even to 2005, I would say was probably the best.
Early 2000s was nice.
Yeah, it was.
They all have their pluses and minuses, I guess.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't grow up in the 80s, though, man.
Yeah,
looking at the 80s, fuck the 80s. It's Reagan and AIDS.
That's it. Everyone thought you were gonna die one way or another.
Reagan, AIDS, Cold War, USSR. Then I had Rocky, but like what?
You thought you were either gonna die from the Russians or you're gonna die from AIDS.
Yes.
That's it. That's to sum it up in 2 words. That's the 80s.
And the war on drugs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes, the war on drugs, which is like a horrible money with tax dollars.
Which is funny because the fucking heroin issue is so much worse now.
It is. It really
than
is.
the cocaine problem in the 80s.
I know they were going after like marijuana and stuff. Like they'd be like, "This is a marijuana cigarette."
Like people were doing pot and coke in the 80s and not dying. Yeah. And then now you're doing like opiates that are pretty much killing everyone.
Yeah, the OxyContinins and.
But there's no war on drugs anymore.
No, there's no war on drugs. Now, when you think of war on drugs, back then they're burning fields of marijuana, right? Yeah. Today, taking OxyContin, robbing pharmacies, and there's no war.
There was this restaurant up in Vermont. Where up there, they have like everything was the butter they used was like made of like
a hemp butter.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
There was like a bakery that you could buy like goods and stuff in there.
Nice.
It was interesting. Yes. Fucking yeah. But we're on drugs though. 30 years ago, you couldn't do that.
I was smoking a little bit not that long ago, and I came up with, like I said, I feel like I'll have these thoughts, and I'll write them down, and the next day when I'm fine, I'll read them, and I would say 9 out of 10 of them are completely stupid.
Yeah.
Right. And one of them I wrote down, which I still stick behind, by the way. Actually, I started thinking about Cuba Gooding Jr.
Okay.
Don't know why, but I did. And I think since he can't cut it as an actor anymore because he's not doing anything, he should get into the pudding business because Cuba Gooding pudding has a nice ring to it.
That's a good fit. I like that.
Cuba Gooding pudding.
Well, sometimes you can't touch a kid, so you call my friend Cuban over here.
Cuba Gooding pudding.
He's named after a country that you cannot go to.
He just touched somebody inappropriately, I think.
Cuban Gooding?
Yeah, something happened with
him. For him. Do you remember that movie he was on with Horatio Sands? They booked themselves on a gay cruise.
Boat trip.
Boat trip.
Didn't see it, but I know it.
Never seen it either.
No,
I know about it.
No one's seen any of the Cuba Gooding movie other than Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
He has a horrible line of movies.
His dad, Cuban Gooding Sr., would be very upset.
I know who he is. He used to be on Wild and Crazy Kids. He was the host of Wild and Crazy Kids on Nickelodeon.
Cuban Gooding Sr.?
No, his brother, Cuba Gooding. His brother's name. Yeah.
Wait. What?
Yeah, his brother's name's Cuba Gooding. Also, but he's also probably a junior.
His brother has the same name as him?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Well, look at the Foremans, like George Foreman. He's got a bunch of kids named George.
Oh, you sure his dad wasn't the host of Wild and Crazy Kids?
I don't think so. No.
I know what you're talking about. There was like the white dude, the chick, and the
Donnie
black
Jeff
dude.
coat. Yeah, in Cuba Gooding. Yeah.
Cuban Gooding. Are you sure he's not his dad?
I'm pretty sure.
Because Wild and Crazy Kids would have been on in like
the
mid '80s.
Crazy Kids. This is early '90s.
How old's Cuban Gooding Jr.?
I don't know. Cuba Gooding Jr. is Cuba Gooding. I think my fingers are getting fatter, dude. I'm like having trouble typing. 51.
Okay. So maybe he added the junior when he became acting. Maybe that was the same. Maybe it was Cuban Gooding Jr. and Wild and Crazy Kids.
No, let's see. We're Wild and Crazy. I remember that Nick show though.
Wild and Crazy Kids.
What? Yeah. No, sorry. His brother's name's Omar. Omar Gooding.
Okay, that makes.
But it
more
was
sense.
his brother. It is his brother.
Okay, that makes
I know
more
that.
sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Was Omar Gooding also on Hey Dude?
No.
No, I'm thinking of another black dude. Okay, I know you're talking. So yes, they were brothers.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Sorry, Omar Gooding. I was
gonna say having the same brother with the same name would be very, very confusing.
From the small photo right there, that's him right there on the.
Ah, yes, I remember that show.
Yeah, I used to love that show, man. I was always jealous of those shitheads, those kids that remember those like Toys R Us like Super Shopper things where they run around with the cart. You got like 5 minutes to load it up, dude. I clipped every magazine clipping to try to enter into that contest. The sweepstakes.
Yeah.
That was like my dream as a kid.
All I wanted to do was be on like one of those live shows, like at
like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah. Like how the hell you get on those shows? I had no idea how do you even do it.
I know.
You had to live in Florida. That was like because you had to be within distance of the studio.
Dude, I can't tell you how many clippings I sent in for those sweepstakes to do the Toys R Us shopping cart madness. It was my dream, man.
Imagine if we made it. It'd be a whole different story.
True.
Crazy.
I don't even think things like that can exist anymore because toy stores are gone.
Yeah. I don't even know where you get toys these days. Amazon? Walmart?
Yeah, Target.
Target, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like when Toys R Us, Sears used to sell toys, and then the guy from Unsolved Mysteries,
Oh God.
Kid got kidnapped.
Oh no, that's Unsolved Mysteries. You're
That's,
thinking
America's Most Wanted. Yes. Yeah.
But freaking Unsolved Mysteries scared the hell out of me.
That guy was scary.
Yeah.
He's like, it was so
Stapp.
serious.
Michael Stapp. Scott Stapp's the singer. Michael Stapp. His last name's Stapp.
Yeah.
I know that.
Here's a story out of Oklahoma where we were trying to figure out what happened.
In the year 1987.
She drives a car to work, and then she disappears.
Dude, this reenactment scared the hell out of me. And now I look back on them, and they're cheesy as shit.
I always thought they were real. I was like, how the hell did they get the footage of this? If they got the footage of this, how come they couldn't solve the mystery?
Yeah, right?
All right, so that sums up the show. I think everything looks like everything recorded good. We're good.
Nice.
And anything you want to close the show with?
No, the usual. Check out the Whirlwind Potato on YouTube, and if not, cool too. Whatever. It's all
Nice.
good. People. Oh shit.
Ooh, and follow the Wicked Explorers. We'll be live in Florida this week. So yeah, do that. WickedExplorers.com, and then of course thepacky.com and all the goodness. So we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.